G'day, ladies and gentlemen. We have such a big episode in store for you today. Rory, welcome back onto the channel. Let's get straight into the numbers which have stopped sharing at the moment. Let me just share the screen and bring up this tab here. We're going to kick it off. We've actually got a lot to go over, especially with Gbtc. There could be a lot of money flowing into Bitcoin very shortly. It is October. It's been very volatile. Just having a look at where we are on the time chain calendar. Block height 810,804. 9 a.m. on the dot, ladies and gentlemen. Exchange rate 27,459 USD per BTC. Sats per dollar. This is going down rapidly. So a friendly reminder to stack your sats and chill. 3,642 per US dollar. That's a pretty bloody good deal. You can exchange your dirty fiat. For every $1 of dirty fiat, you get back 3,642 sats. That's pretty bloody good. And we're looking at 29,196 blocks to the next halving. Block time, it is slowing down a little bit, 10 minutes and 10 seconds. It was 10 minutes and 2 seconds yesterday, which means miners are going offline. So the next difficulty adjustment will be down 1.39% at the moment, but we are looking 11 days away for that. I'll want to bring up this video quickly, Rory, and then we'll get into it. And I'll just play this for everyone, and then we'll get into the Bitcoin banter. And we're going to talk about October. It could be a very big number go up month. Anyway, listen to this, a little bit of a rip on the World Economic Forum. This guy just absolutely feeds it to him. And then we'll get into the good stuff.
1,500 private jets have flown in here to hear David Attenborough speak about, how we're wrecking the planet. And I hear people talk in the language of participation and justice and equality and transparency. But then, almost no one raises the real issue of tax avoidance, right? And of the rich just not paying their fair share. It feels like I'm at a firefighters conference and no one's allowed to talk about water. This is not rocket science. We can talk for a very long time about all these stupid philanthropy schemes. We can invite Bono once more, but come on, we got to be talking about taxes. Yeah. That's it. Taxes. All the rest is bullshit, in my opinion. 1,500.
So he's pretty brutal. He's invited to get to the World Economic Forum, be a speaker, and then he rips on them for flying in their private jets and not paying taxes. What are your thoughts in regards to these rich people not paying their taxes and working around the guidelines? Do you think it's ethical? I'd like to hear your thoughts on taxes and with these people and taxes, and I'll share my thoughts. And if anyone is there in the comments, let us know what your thoughts are in regards to paying taxes. But over to you, Rory.
Mate, I love paying taxes. I don't know about the rest of us. It's one of my
I'm trying not to
joys.
Great joy in life.
It was actually way worse when I was in Montreal. You got the provincial tax, and then you had the federal tax as well, where sort of in Australia it's all rolled into one, so it's not even a big deal. But yeah, no, it does suck. I like, who was it? I think it was Grant Cardone that talks about the government not trusting you to pay them. That's why they take your money out first, as it being a wage earner. Obviously, if you're self-employed or whatever, you have to do your BAS statements, but he talks about the government not trusting you, so they take your money before you even see your money because they don't reckon you can pay it. And I use that philosophy to save money. So I look at it when I go and choose a percentage that I'm going to save. I save it off my gross wage, not my net wage. So it leaves me less money for the week. Instead of going like 10% of your net wage, I go, fuck that, I'll go 20% of my gross wage. Because if the government doesn't trust me to pay myself, to pay them, why should I trust myself to pay myself? But you should pay yourself first.
Always pay yourself first.
Yeah. So since I've been running that scheme that I've been doing, it's awesome. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend to someone who has like a family and things, But if you got low bills, which is the biggest thing, lower your bills. That way you can cover your taxes. But for these rich guys, look at Kerry Packer. He spent so much money on lawyers and everything, but he also created the jobs for people as well. And he only wanted to spend like $1 in tax. Man, more power to him. And if anybody's upset about it, if you can't beat them, join them. So I reckon.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly my thoughts there, Rory, as well. Is your job for everyone watching out there is to pay the least amount of tax legally. And, you know, Donald Trump famously has said that as well. Like, that is what your job is to do, is to find out what the laws are and get out there. I just want to shout out everyone in the chat. You've been so great and supportive over the last couple of weeks. Today has been the best I've felt in 2 weeks. So thanks so much. And Simply Tai Chi, you've been an absolute wonder star in there. But in regards to taxes, the least that we can pay legally, go about and find every way to do that. And there's tax incentives to be able to do that. Australia property is a big one. Obviously, right now, my opinion, and I'm not sure about Rory's, probably shares the same. It's probably better to be investing in Bitcoin and getting to one Bitcoin before going into a property, especially with inflated property prices. I believe there needs to be a big correction, and we are going to get a big correction in the property market. So now is probably not the time to be getting into housing, but there are other ways to reduce those tax liabilities as well for everyone. I just want to point everyone to that FOMO 21, that 10% off code G'day. I don't get anything back for that. I reached out to them because I like their clothing. I wear them every single day, and I'm going to be buying a hat straight after this live stream from them. Anyway, just so you know, I'm not shilling anything. I got you guys a discount, ladies and gentlemen. Couple more things that I want to get into straight away. Let me share this tab instead and bring this one up. We'll just go through the numbers, Rory, real quick, and then we've got all these articles to get through for everyone. Bitcoin price currently 27,458. It's probably changed a couple of dollars if I hit refresh. But in the last 24 hours, I want to draw your attention to a high of $28,080 with a low of 27,389. That's nearly $700 that it's changed in the last 24 hours, and it's like flat. When we get after the halving, we're going to see $10,000 days. Maybe it's not until like 2030, but at some stage we are going to see six-figure days, and I reckon it's going to happen quicker, like sooner rather than later. But for us to breach 28,000 and come back, we're going to keep pushing up against this. But once we push up against what has been resistance for quite a while, we are going to probably skyrocket back up to 30 and then push back towards 32 again as well. So that's something to look forward to over it. Your time is running out to be able to stack as much as possible. Rory, I'll see if I can bring it up here. I don't know if you saw this the other day. It's absolutely ludicrous. Obviously, Commonwealth Bank's already done this, limiting crypto payments, which includes Bitcoin. Obviously, we understand Bitcoin's not crypto, to $10,000 a month in total from all your accounts. And that's what these people here are saying as well. This is Bankwest, I believe. And then what we found out, is Bankwest is owned by Commonwealth Bank as well. So even without CBDCs, the choke point, the on-rails are closing very quickly. What are your thoughts? And then I'll share mine in regards to that.
I don't like it. But to get to the stage of spending 10 grand into putting it onto an on-ramp, man, you got to be a pretty high net worth individual to be able to do that sort of thing anyway. So it's not going to limit most of the average people trying to stack sats, but for the guys that are moving a lot of money into it, it's gonna slow them down a little bit. I'm lucky. When you were talking about the property market, I actually got out of the property market. I was in it for about 10 years. I bought a house when I was 22, and I literally just sold it last year so I could go into Bitcoin. So I've done most of my on-ramping, so it won't affect me right now because I won't be putting 10 grand a month in. It'll be $9,999 a month, but I'll leave that $1 out. Yeah, a couple of times a month. But no, so it's only really going to limit, I think, the average Joe. Not the average Joe. It'll limit the high net worth individuals first. But where's the end? They'll start doing it 10 grand. Then what are they going to do? 5 grand? And then what is it? 2.5 grand? I don't know. Are they just going to start shutting down the on ramps, and then we'll have to VPN it? But then we'll be able to buy it through credit cards, and like what's next after the credit cards? Buying Amazon gift cards? I don't know.
In regards to Amazon gift cards as well, Bitrefill is a great place. Potentially there's a discount link below, or maybe there's not. Either way, Bitrefill is a pretty good way to be able to turn Bitcoin. If you need in a pinch to turn Bitcoin into fiat, that's a pretty good idea. So I think that's just bitrefill.com. That's worldwide as well. And you can buy like Visa, MasterCard, debit cards, as well as like Amazon gift cards and stuff. Like I've put thousands of dollars of crypto through there, like back in the day, to be able to buy, sit-stand desks and tech equipment and things. They're hypothetically, depends who's asking, but Bitrefill is a really good way to be able to do that if you're already in crypto and then you need to go into dirty old fiat. But to get into crypto, I'm going to get roasted in the comments. You shouldn't be getting into crypto. To get into Bitcoin, it's your money, it's your choice. Like, the bank should not be able to get in the way, regardless of whatever you want to get into. They will still let us go to Crown Casino, bro, and spend $10,000 happily in a night, and then we can go there the next night and spend $100,000, and then we could go there the next night and just keep spending and spending and spending. But they limit us to $10,000. The reason why I see this as such a huge problem, I think it's a massive problem, is we are seeing it, and we'll get into Lebanon in a second, but our currencies are inflating, and they're not hyperinflating, but they're mathematically uncertain to lead into that direction. And maybe it doesn't happen for another 10, 20, 30, 40 years. But once these things are in place, it is so bloody hard to change you, man. And we're seeing this with here in Australia, like I think it was in the 1960s, the 1970s, where they said no to nuclear power because the people that owned all the coal mines would have paid the politicians for their campaign, and they brought in this legislation for no nuclear. And that happened like the 1960s, the 1970s, like 50 odd years ago, and it's still valid. So they're playing such a long game. And to be able to limit us to $10,000 now, the purchasing power of that $10,000 is 50% less of what it was only 3 years ago due to the amount of money they're printing. So when people realize that Bitcoin is that safe haven, that inflation hedge, that digital gold, and everything else that goes along with Bitcoin, and then they want to start moving where they've worked their whole life into it, and this is only one bank and there's other ways, and you can reach out. If you're in this position now, probably to the Bitcoin advisor. After the stream, I can put a link there below. I've interviewed these people. If you need ways to be able to manage and work around it, you can do it if you're already in that high net worth individual. But I see it as a big problem, not now, but like further down the track, like the 5, the 10 years, the 20 years, when we start having these problems with CBDCs, with the 2030 agenda, all that. I think it's very, very scary. And they bring it in now, and this is now 2 banks owned by the same Commonwealth Bank, Bankwest. But then the top 4 banks will do it, and it'll just get pushed more and more and more. And saying that, it's probably not the end of the world, because you will be able to buy the BlackRock ETF, and then people will be able to get creative in whatever ways to be able to get the real Bitcoin. Most people, like if you're here now, you're lucky, it's good, you've got the real Bitcoin, you've been stacking, you've gotten to one. Most people aren't going to hold or self-custody Bitcoin. I know you've got a couple of different signing devices, but you just got a very exciting package that arrived when we were backstage. So you can talk about the signing device and stuff, but I'm more interested in that shipment that just arrived in regards to securing the whole Bitcoin network and then allowing you to be your own bank. So what just happened this morning? Do you even know what I'm referring to?
Of course. I got it all set up here. So on the note about the the 2030 agenda. The bank's limiting us now. How far is it going to go? Take a look in the last 3 years, or during 2020, 2021, the draconian measures that were put in place for the pandemic. Mate, I don't know how far they can go, but I know in this country they went pretty hard on us, and they've been pretty hard on us, you know, in terms of freedom and things like that for a long time compared to the States, which I'm in two minds about with certain things. You know, one of the ones is the gun control. I'm in two minds about that. Being in the country, for example, and you know, not having the mass shootings for another example. So I'm in two camps for that one. But with the device that just came today, I saw a meme on Twitter the other day, and it was the first step's the hardest step, and it was like buying Bitcoin. The second step was learning about self-custody. The third step was cold storage. Then the fourth step was running a node. And I'm at the fourth step at the moment. So I've just got my Raspberry Pi here.
He's glitched out. He starts talking about freedom tech. This happened last Friday as well, bro. You're back out of the matrix.
Mate, we're getting listened to, I'm telling you. How much did you catch?
Once you held it up, and that's where you froze.
Oh, okay. Good point to freeze to. Yeah, no, it's basically I'm at the fourth stage or the fourth step of Bitcoin, where I'm going to be running my own node, so that way I can contribute to the consensus for the whole network. So that way I'm actually in control of my money and going down that route of not just self-custodying, but having a say in what happens to the network as well, because I was quite skeptical, and still am, about different things with, you know, is this all just a big psyop that we're a big part of, that we're a part of this in this Bitcoin community, you know? That's always in the back of your mind because of who created the SHA-256 hash algorithm and all that sort of stuff.
Can we just dive into that a little bit more? Because we had a little bit of a banter before we came backstage about just how perfect Bitcoin is. What are your thoughts in regards to Bitcoin being so perfect and potentially a site? Because it's something that I think about every single day, and every Bitcoiner I talk to, I ask them about it because it seems too perfect. Like, Bitcoin literally fixes everything, fix the money, fix the world. But is there like this mind virus that's happening here to us, and we've just swallowed this orange pill and we're so far down the rabbit hole, we can't even see what we can't see, and we're like blinded by the light? Is that what's happening? Like, what are your thoughts in regards to that?
It's, mate, all I do is whenever I'm doing stuff around the farm, getting firewood, doing the garden, feeding the animals, I've got my headphones in, I'm listening to podcasts, listening to Michael Saylor, and I'm not talking like, you know, 10 minute sort of videos. I'm talking like 2-hour videos, and it's just all about finance. It's all about money. It's all about the economy. It's Natalie Brunell's show. It's Stanbury's research. It's your channel. It's Chico Crypto's channel. It's everybody's channel that I'm listening to, and I'm just like, boom, next one, boom, next one, boom, next one. And then I'm on Twitter, and I'm sitting there just, the only people that I have coming up in my Twitter feed is Bitcoiners. So I'm sitting there going, fuck, am I part of a cult? Like, is this real life? And it seems too good to be true. And, you know, we've always been taught if it seems too good to be true, it usually is.
Yeah.
But I've been hearing about Bitcoin since I was 21, and mate, it's just, I'm just like, you know, it's still here. It's still here. So if it's a psyop, it's a bloody good one, I tell you. It's better than the UAPs for sure.
And so everyone in the chat, if you can hit the like and the share, that'd be absolutely epic. But let us know if you think Bitcoin's a psyop. But articulate both sides of the argument, whether it is or it isn't. Like, instead of just a simple answer, no, it's not a psyop. We've all swallowed the orange pill. Like, TikTok, next bloody block, Bitcoin in the background. You know, I'm wearing the shirts. I've got your discount code for the merch. Like, you know, every single week I tell you to read B is for Bitcoin, and then the Bitcoin Standard. B is for Bitcoin is probably the best orange pill book anyway. We'll give away one. It's that good. in
Can't
regards,
guarantee it's signed anymore. I already used that token.
Oh man! Last week we gave away a signed one, and I need to send out. I'm trying to get a signed copy to the winner RHB last week, but he's in Tennessee. Probably a little bit too much information. Anyway, Tennessee is a huge country. Sorry, bro, for sharing those.
It is
details.
a big country.
Yeah,
one of the biggest countries in the world, Tennessee.
Well, not countries, counties, states. They don't call them states. Yeah, they do call them states. Yeah, same as
Yeah,
Australia.
but within the states, they have counties as well.
Yeah, counties and states. Where I live is called a shire, small little beachside community. Funny how all these things change. But in regards to that, we'll get either... I'll do my best to try get you a signed copy. It can be a little bit difficult from Australia here, but we'll see what's possible. Wherever you are, we'll work out that later on in the video.
You know what I did? I cashed in a favour with Daz, and I said, "Mate, can you send a signed copy to the UK for me?"
he talked. I talked to him about that one. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he goes, "What's your price on sending?" And I said, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just send me the Lightning invoice." It only worked out to be like 44,000 sats or something. It was nothing. It was cheap as.
What did that work out? Because I had a bet that it had cost $21 in postage.
No, I think it was 32. So I think maybe it was a little bit more than. I think when I orange pilled my friend, I sent her 44,000 sats. I think maybe it was like 50 because it was, or maybe I couldn't tell you actually, but it worked out about $32 Aussie. Yeah. So I was like, it's not a big deal. But yeah, no. I'm not gonna push the push the friendship there and go, hey, those signed books? Can you give me like 4 of them?
Yeah. I may actually ask him for a box of books. Like he's shipping me at least another 5, and I've got 3. Yeah, like when I talk about this book, like literally, ladies and gentlemen, it is the best book to be able to hand out to people. Chris Cruz,
and it's not that big either.
To everyone. No, that's the best thing.
It's an easy read.
About it. And actually, like, people are like, oh, you're shilling this book. Yeah, I'm shilling the book, but we don't get anything for it. We're shilling the book because it's a bloody good book. And I had the pleasure so I've interviewed Daz, but I had the pleasure of talking to Seb Bunny yesterday. We just had a little brief chat on the phone. What an epic guy. And he's got another book coming out as well. Something so special happened in regards to that. I don't know if I can share that live yet, but I cannot wait until that book comes out for everyone as well. And I'm going to shill that, and I'm not going to get anything back for it. Maybe I'll put an Amazon link or whatever and get 2 cents when you do it. But that's up to you. Do it or don't, but buy the book regardless. It's good, but we will give one away. Anyway, you've sent me a message here, Rory, on Twitter, which I'll bring up. I don't know what it is. I've got a whole lot of things that I want to get into, but we'll bring this up, share this tab instead. Wicked, the Bitcoin miners are relentlessly adding more and more hash rate, and as a result, blocks are becoming more difficult to mine than ever before. We just cracked above a difficulty of 57 trillion for the first time ever. Everything from Wicked's so awesome on Twitter. Do you want me to play the video? Is that why we've got it?
Oh yeah. You can play that video. It's basically just shows you the different hash rates over the years. I think starting and it's got a bunch of stuff on there. I think.
Isn't that so nice to look at? So engaging.
And it's sick tune.
Oh yeah, I just need to pause it for a second. Watching that and listening to it, I like I'm already bullish, like I'm a perma bull. Long term, short term, up, down, sideways. That's what Bitcoin's going to do. We are going to talk about the Gbtc shortly. But when I see Bitcoin stuff like this, where people have really focused in on it, like I'm like, fuck, like this is the revolution. That's why I get scared that it's a psyop. Anyway, let's keep going.
I like that.
I like this percentage mine, 21 million, and it just keeps going up.
How crazy is it that like half of the supply was mined in the first year, or I think that was the first year, was it?
Well, here we're up
was
to
that?
Epoch 2. If you have a look up at the top
Oh,
here, Epoch 2, and we're at
The
74.
first 4 years, it was like half. Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
I'm trying to watch it on my computer. Oh, it's nuts. And then look at the price. It's just like,
This is number go up technology, ladies and gentlemen. Short-term, volatile AF, yes, but volatile and risky. Not to be in Bitcoin right now is probably the biggest risk that you could take in your life. Do your own research. Read a bloody book, but build your conviction now, because if you can get to one Bitcoin now, you are the new elite. If you've gotten to one Bitcoin and you're there, welcome. You're going to have so much power in the future. You just need to give it time and chill. The more that you can buy and stack, the sooner that reality is going to happen for you. And remember, you want to be aware that the banks are closing down these portals. Anyway, let's keep going. Feel like going to a rave.
Close your eyes.
yeah. Whereas 2021, boom, there it is.
Man. Look, if you go back, when you see that first price rise and you're like, look how big that is there. Let's come back, and it's just here. It's about 14 grand. And then just watch this price linear model here. How quickly you're like, oh my God, it's too late to buy at 14,415. People like, no, I missed the boat. And then this happens. Oh no, it goes down. People are fearful. Bitcoin's over.
Yeah,
Then
it's a
some
scam.
people, it's a scam. It's
a
over. I
Ponzi
told
scheme.
you. It's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
I was
Called it.
right. It's a bloody psyop. And
You lost all your money.
wow, 3,000. I remember those days, $3,600. Oh my God. They were probably like, I don't know, some of the best moments of my life. Anyway, and then look at this. 8,000. I remember like 6,000, like real hardcore.
Close your eyes.
And then like this sideways action. Oh my God. Oh, bang.
Boom.
Bang.
See you
How
later.
Like, let us know in the chat if you're here. Then, even if you're just watching it, maybe you didn't have any corn, you weren't buying any corn, but you're just watching it. Like, it was so bloody exciting. Like, the whole world went absolutely, totally mad. And it shows the potential of what Bitcoin is, I think. Oh, Bitcoin's over again. When it's down here, back down to 28,000. Crazy. So we're down here now. Everyone's scared. Bitcoin is over. Ladies and gentlemen, history doesn't always repeat, but often it rhymes. I'm obviously pretty excited for what is coming up. 2024, April 26th at this stage. We didn't bring that up on the numbers today, but it's I don't know, aligning with the BlackRock ETF. So obviously Grayscale, so that's next year, BlackRock. Everyone's talking about BlackRock and stuff, but probably the most important thing at the moment is what's going on with Grayscale. Friday the 13th, we talked about this earlier in the week, is when it's trick or treat for the SEC. And I think they're going to have no options Friday the 13th. I think that's it. And then it's over to the courts to approve converting Gbtc into a spot Bitcoin ETF. So if we see a spot Bitcoin ETF in the next couple of months before the end of 2023, easily we're going to see six figures. In my opinion, not financial advice. And in regards to price predictions, I said it last time when I was talking about, so I put out on a thumbnail, I put the price at $1 million and then 369s and then 420. So $1 million, $369,420. All of those numbers were a fucking bit of a laugh, like 3 times 69, 369. Who doesn't want to have a little bit of fun with that, ladies and gentlemen? And then 420, throwback to my youth. No problem. And someone's like, price predictions are like, stop the BS. Price predictions are irresponsible. Short term, ladies and gentlemen, 100% nobody has any idea at all. Truth be told, you can draw lines on charts and you can get all excited. I'm trying not to swear, so I won't. Disregard all that nonsense. Right now is just the time to be able to stack as much as possible. And if you want to turn your Bitcoin back into dirty odd fiat when you're in a profit, that time will come. But now's not the time to be selling. Now's still the time to be stacking. I bought Bitcoin yesterday. I bought Bitcoin this morning. I will buy Bitcoin tomorrow. If it's a red day, I will buy more Bitcoin if it's a green day. And like the price is under 32,000, under 42,000. Fuck, I'm probably still going to be buying Bitcoin when the price is at 69,000, under $100,000, because I'm here for the long term, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care about 2024, 2028, even 2032. If we can hold this for 10, 15, 20 years, you are going to be some of the most well-off individuals in the planet. This is the world's scarcest asset apart from your life. That's my thoughts. It's maybe a little bit too bullish. But what are your thoughts in regards to price predictions and what could potentially happen with the Gbtc ETF approval with the SEC this week as well? Bloody British Huddle in the house. Epic interview coming out with this legend. Just a shout out with British Huddle. He is at British Huddle on YouTube. This man is even more bullish than me. He can articulate so well all the money. And anyway, that video that's coming out next week. It's good to see you in the chat, bro. And everyone, I'll put his link below after the show. Make sure you do pop over and say hello there. You're going to get some good value. Anyway, thanks, Rory, for connecting me with British Huddle. That was a bloody pleasure. But anyway, I asked you a question. I'll shut up and let you speak.
Mate, g'day British. His YouTubes and his content is second to none. Since he popped out on the scene, he is so well articulated, even when he uses the F-bombs, which is awesome. First rule of Bitcoin: buy Bitcoin.
Wait. Let's bring British Huddle. Do not copyright this video. I'm going to play your video live for everyone because he has three rules. Three rules of Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Let me.
Modern day Fight Club. He is. Yeah. He's a modern day Tyler Durden.
How many seconds left? We'll see. British, do not copyright this video.
Even though they haven't won Bitcoin yet. You have to discard these opinions, and life sort of works like that. You have to discard the happy hippies in life, and you have to discard.
I'm not
rumors because life really happens here. This is what life is about. Life is about you acquiring one Bitcoin because you finally understand that BlackRock is more bullish on Bitcoin than British Huddle. I was doing my math over 10 years. He's doing his math over 3 years. You understand that this is coming. You understand.
Keep listening, ladies and gentlemen.
You understand that you need to secure one Bitcoin. You understand that ultimately there are only 3 rules to Bitcoin.
Listen so closely. Oh man, I'm already pumped for it. There are only 3 rules to Bitcoin. This man says it best. Over to you, British.
Step number 1, you buy Bitcoin. Step number 2, you shut the fuck up. And step number 3, you get fabulously wealthy.
Oh, man. How good is he? Everyone, I'll link him in the description when we finish live. Bloody legend. And I'll be on the phone. Otherwise, I'm going to get a copyright strike for that. Anyway, well worth the channel and well worth the copyright strike on this video if, unfortunately, that happens. But he's a gentleman, so it won't. Anyway, bro, what are your thoughts on the 3 rules of Bitcoin and obviously the GBTC happening with the SEC here Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th is actually quite a lucky day for me. I was born on a Black Friday. So yeah,
that's awesome, man. That's so awesome.
And, my parents met on a Black Friday, so
dude,
that's say what you will about that, but
wow.
yeah, 13 seems to be my lucky number. But like I was telling you when we first sort of connected, I'm probably the luckiest fella I know. I doubt that they'll approve it, to be honest. The GBTC, I highly doubt it. I reckon they'll give it to BlackRock first, for sure. Unless they do it all at once. It's just it'd be nice to be a fly on the wall in Gary Gensler's office. That's for sure. That'd be some good insider knowledge, I tell you. But the three wheels that British Hodl says. Oh man, you'd learn so much for sure. It'd be nice if I could talk my way into that office, but I don't know if I'm as well articulated as I need to be to get into there. But I'm trying to orange pill a few of my friends. One of my friends is in Canada, and she's a high net worth individual, and I got her into crypto, not so much Bitcoin. What is it? 2021, 2 years ago. Yeah, dickhead. But didn't work out too bad. Didn't work. Yeah, that's how we all start. You go, oh, what's this crypto thing? And then you go, oh, it's bullshit. Is what the crypto thing is.
Yeah, eventually you get there. Yeah.
Yeah, and
all paths lead to Bitcoin.
That's it for sure. And then so I'm doing my best to orange pill her at the moment with just telling her, I'm like, she's like, oh, I'm thinking about buying gold and silver. And I was like, maybe think about buying something different.
Just a question in regards to that. What age bracket is she in? Like 30s to 40s?
She's my age. She's 34.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, maybe 10% gold if she wanted to, I don't know, until she builds a conviction, why not? It's worked for thousands of years.
And it's always nice and pretty to look at. I'm worried about where she might think of holding it, and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'm probably going to send her a book. Actually, now I think about it. Now I saw you hold that book up. I'm going to send her a copy of B's for Bitcoin for sure. Not that
pay Seb in Lightning and get him to send a signed copy because Seb's in Canada. So, yeah,
I might do that actually. I'll hit him up. That way, I'll cash in another favor instead of harassing Daz. I'll hit up Seb.
Yeah,
I'll get Daz to give me his number.
I can connect you with. Yeah, I can connect you with Seb. No drama. All these guys, ladies and gentlemen, you can reach out to them. Daz and Seb, they are so great. Just talk to them on Twitter. Read the book and then talk to them, because after reading the book, you'll want to talk to them. They're bloody like legends, living legends in the space. They've done such a good job. Anyway, sorry to keep cutting you off, man. I get so excited. I feel good today, bro. I've not felt this good in like 2 weeks. Oh, man, like yesterday I went to the physio and I was like locked up again. And then the day before, so today's Friday, Wednesday was the best day that I'd had in 2 weeks. I could move around and I just felt like a normal human being. And it was like wow, like it was just such an amazing experience. And then I was like, yes, I'm on the mend. I feel so good. And then I woke up yesterday and I was like, oh no, like I'm just not as bad as what I was, but like I wasn't as good as what I was on Wednesday. I was like, I don't know, half as good, and it was all tight. And my muscles spasm. And after talking to the physio yesterday, it's from like overprotecting where I hurt my back. And so then being so stiff. And then what he was saying is like, if you put your hand in front of your face and you do this, it's very easy. But if you imagine your body and you've tensed it, you can't move as quick, easier. So I'd be like so stiff, and that would create more tension and more soreness, which would lead to more tension and more soreness. And it's compounded. And so like he did all these releases and cracks, and then I've been like spending hours on the foam roller and doing yoga and stretching. And he said, go for a walk, and went for a walk. And I went for a walk this morning. And total sideline from Bitcoin, but you can get all your wealth with Bitcoin, but there's no point being wealthy without health. And these last 2 weeks have been a good testament to that, to make sure that I'm stretching. But like today, going for a walk first thing down to the beach this morning, I was like, dude, I feel good. Like I just feel so good. So I make sure I keep moving and keep improving. But today, absolutely fantastic. It's amazing. It's amazing when you feel good. And I just, the trend is your friend. Let's hopefully this trend keeps heading in this direction, man, because it's superb. Thanks for asking. Anyway,
no sideways movement, just all up movement for your back, mate.
No, yeah. Well, a little bit of sideways, up, down, and sideways is good, man. It's all good. So there's a couple of things that I want to share and race through. Let's give value. If anyone in the live stream has any questions, send them there now. We've got about 20 minutes at least worth of information that we need to go through. Let's switch actually back to this. I over-talked through you. I'm just so excited, man. My apologies. So this is the Umbral website as well, and we're talking to, it's what's just arrived. This isn't what arrived for you. A Raspberry Pi arrived. Do you just want to hold that up again? That's when you started to glitch out, and then go into why you bought it, what you're going to do with it. Let me take you full screen. So, yeah, we can see the Raspberry Pi 4 Model B. What else you got? Show and tell, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Charles. Yeah.
Got all the bits and bobs. SSD. So what I'm actually going to do is, I've been in contact with this guy that I met on. I actually bought this off him. It's a
Bitcoin let me bring you full screen. Can you angle it down a little bit? It did show. Is it turned on? I can sort of see.
Yeah, no, it's the frame rate. The frame rate anyway, probably is.
Good. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, so what that is.
Photo of that on Twitter.
Yeah, no, the frame rate. I'm looking at it on YouTube now. It's not coming good. Yeah, so what I did with this, it's basically, you just solder a couple of different bits together, and he's built it. We're using like a 3D printer and PCB, I think is what they call that. Mate, look, I'm not a technical guy.
Yeah.
But so what I'm doing with the Raspberry Pi, so he's built this case for the Raspberry Pi, and it's just little. He just 3D printed a little plastic sort of holder, and on the top is a clear acrylic, and he's done a big Bitcoin logo in it. Yep. And you can hook up a couple of LEDs to this case. So when it's powering on, it's like orange and lights up the Bitcoin logo, and it looks sick. So I want to go down that rabbit hole and learn more about the ins and outs of how it all works, because I did download Bitcoin Core on my computer, but that was just no from bitcoin.org, just so I could say that I did, but that took fucking forever to download. Like, it took so long, dude, and my computer was on for days. Days.
That's crazy. For everyone that is interested in a node, umbral.com, but the best place to find out about nodes is probably BTC sessions and building your node as well would be my recommendation, and see Ben's videos. He's built so many nodes in this space. So check that out. Anyway, sorry to keep talking over the top, man. Slow down.
No big deal. No big deal. You're more used to this than I am, that's for sure.
Everyone loves you, and what? Well, I figured out why when I close the screen. That's why it gets rid of this. So I want to show you a video in regards to the Lebanese pound to the United States dollar. This is the power of hyperinflation. This is absolutely catastrophic. Just a total drop off and lost all of its value, down 90.17% since 2004 or 2003 for this chart here. But there is a video here, share this tab instead. We won't listen to all of it, it's 3 minutes, but this is just this lady explaining how Bitcoin fixes this. And I think this is a good reminder for everyone. I'll actually bring this up more full screen. Here we go. And enjoy.
After decades of war and bad spending decisions by the government, Lebanon's economy is ruined. I'm speaking to people who've had their life savings wiped out. There are fuel shortages and power cuts, a local currency that's lost 95% of its value, and crucially, money trapped in the bank. People are literally robbing banks at gunpoint to demand access to their own cash. And
did you hear that? People are literally robbing banks to get their own money out. We're already aware of this. This is an old video, but I'll keep playing it. And that's why, even if you can only get a little bit, Bitcoin does fix this, truly. I don't know if you saw that last one. 95% of its value. Minimum wage plummets to $17. Pensions are virtually worthless. Inflation set to hit 178%.
A sort of shadow crypto economy has emerged. So we're talking about locals mining for Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Litecoin to earn money because they can't find work. Others are getting paid.
So a couple of things there. Litecoin, Dogecoin, it is what it is. You know, Elon Musk is probably contributing to them thinking Dogecoin has any value. Litecoin. And anyway, Bitcoin, they're doing the right thing there. But if they can make money in any way possible, who cares how they make it? They need it because their economy is failing and they're using Bitcoin as a bank. Bitcoin, like, we use it as an investment, but it's already a necessity in certain parts of the world. So if you're here and you're privileged and you're using it as an investment, well done, good on you. Like, you have a very privileged life. If you're using it as a bank as well, it also serves that purpose. And that's why, again, like, Bitcoin's just too perfect, bro. Like, it just fixes absolutely everything. We can use it here to be able to long-term beat inflation, increase our purchasing power. People in Lebanon can use it to save their livelihood, to be able to beat hyperinflation. Even if they were to buy it at the all-time high, it'd be worth more now. Like, it's at an all-time high now versus the Lebanese pound.
Yeah.
Like, that's the power of Bitcoin when we do see these hyperinflating currencies.
It's not just Lebanon either. It's third world countries. I was in Brazil in March, and the poverty there was very in your face. You know, it's not the first time I've been to a place like that, but it was definitely a culture shock. You'll notice this as soon as you land in the States, or I don't know. Have you been to the States before?
Yeah, we're there about 5 years ago.
Okay, I don't know how bad the homeless problem was back then, but
it's horrific.
It's pretty bad, especially compared to Australia. But in Brazil, it was on a completely different level. It wasn't the homelessness that you see in the US, because that has a lot of drugs contributing to it, I believe. But with the homelessness that's in Brazil, it's people just don't have options. Like, I was seeing these guys, because I was staying in a half decent place in a decent suburb, and I'd walk down to the beach in the morning, and I'd see these guys selling beers and just random stuff and acai bowls out of their carts and things. And granted, my Portuguese is shit, and it's still bad. But I was buying things off these guys, and then in the afternoons and the nights, I would see where they sleep, and they were sleeping literally out the front of an ice cream shop that had like some planter boxes, and that was where they were sleeping at night. Then they were pushing their carts down to the beach and selling all day. And the thing is, in the States, you see this homelessness living in tents and it's absolutely horrendous living conditions. This place was the same thing. And these guys, this was like families. I'm not just talking like a random dude. I'm talking like there was a mum, there was kids, there was a father, there was uncles and aunties. There was like a family of about 6 living out the front of this ice cream shop. And every morning before they went down to the beach to sell their beers and their acai bowls, they would sweep and pack up and clean where they were sleeping, and then the ice cream shop would open, sell ice cream and gelatos and things. I don't only ever get sorbet, but because I'm not a big lactose fan. But yeah, man, I didn't realize it the first couple of days, but then I was like, fuck, are these guys sleeping there? And there was like a PowerPoint that was just out the front of the Airbnb where I was staying, and then they would basically go over to they'd sit there and fall asleep waiting for their phones to charge, then they'd move back to where they were living, right in front of this this ice cream shop. And it was just, I was like, fuck, these guys are living hard. Like they're living so hard, and the currency there was just, mate, it's fucked. It's fucked there. And you know, these guys, I don't even think they're just living on all cash, but the cash is just, I don't think it's as bad as Venezuela or Argentina. I didn't go that deep into the currency over there, but it was just seeing the way that people were living over there, and I was like, far out, man. It's crazy, because we don't really see that sort of stuff, especially in Australia, man. You'll see like one homeless dude or every second block if you're in the city. But if out in the countries and stuff and regional towns, you don't see any of that. There's nothing. Granted, we only have a small population too. We got like 10% of what the states have, so a bit less than 10% actually.
Yeah.
So
we have a lot of social welfare programs as well, and the states being a communist country, socialist country. This video probably just got demonetized. Anyway, this is the Brazilian real to the US dollar since probably 2006. It's lost 60% of its value as well. Whereas if I verse BTC, and if we have a look at the last, I need to bring it around the other way. I don't know how to invert the chart. But the chart would just be absolutely parabolic, straight up and to the right. You know, if we're to
type in BTC to reais. Go BTC to Brazilian dollar. Try that.
Yeah.
Into Google.
Real. Yeah, there you go. Shows a very different story, and that's why Bitcoin is hope, ladies and gentlemen. So we do have a couple of things, Rory, that we need to jump into for the audience here that I think are pretty important to get through today. Crypto advisors are waiting for the next crypto bull run. It is already here. This is a really good article, surprisingly, from CoinDesk. They actually do put out some really good articles if you can get through the crypto and find things that are related to Bitcoin. They do have good journalism there most of the time. They just fill it with a lot of shitcoinery. Anyway, when crypto prices were hitting new highs in 2021, we frequently received texts from friends such as, wow, look at and set your favorite shitcoin there. Sorry for swearing. I haven't said the F word this stream more than twice yet, and I'll try to refrain. I'm working on it, ladies and gentlemen. When we asked if they own said token, the response were often, oh, a little, and now it's too late, or I missed it again. Why is it so hard to catch the ball before it goes stampeding past? Now, listen to this. Fame investor John Templeton said, bull markets are born on pessimism, they grow on skepticism, they mature on optimism, and they die in euphoria. In other words, bull markets start from the lows of the bear when risks are prominent and sentiment is poor. So if I go back to the Bitcoin price chart, we are moving slowly out of the bear. Everyone is waiting for it to go back down to 15.7, down like below 17,000. It's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. A period of disbelief, and once we break that 28,000, it is going to skyrocket very sharply, very quickly. So be aware of that we are out of the bear market. That has passed us. We're literally in a bull market. Sounds like you're taking a leak while you're standing there, but I'm assuming that you're filling up a glass of water, Rory. We'll go with that. He's smiling. He has nothing to say. I think, ladies and gentlemen, Rory just had a leak on camera.
Got 5 minutes till that happens, mate.
On the hour, every hour.
Mate, I'm about to have to interrupt you. I might turn my mic off because there's going to be a car starting and the dog's going to be going off his head in a minute.
Oh, good. I got a video
so
that I want to share from Simply Bitcoin. So when you need to do that, just let us know. He's on mute. Cool. All right. I'm going to bring this video up. This was created by Nico from Simply Bitcoin. Check out that interview that came out this week. I filmed a while ago with him. But this is mining Bitcoin versus mining USD. If you're not convinced that Bitcoin is hope, just watch this, and all credit goes to Nico, Simply Bitcoin, for putting this together. So it's Bitcoin or slavery, ladies and gentlemen. Check out that interview that I did with Simply Bitcoin's Nico Moran that came out yesterday. But how powerful is that, the contrast? These quiet miners, sound money anywhere in the world. Anyone can start up a miner or a node, which Rory has been doing here. We'll build a node on this channel as well when I get back from the States. But you can live in this reality, or we can stick with this reality. And this reality here is probably going to stick around for a little bit longer while they can still print the money here. Rory, whenever you're ready, come back, but I've got a couple more things that I want to show the audience. Yesterday, I got a text message from quote-unquote Ledger, device that I used was back in 2019 is when I first got a Ledger. Obviously, they got hacked and released all that data about 18 months ago, roughly. Their Skinny B, I'll get to your comment in a section. But this is the tweet that I put out yesterday. Still using Ledger. This is a scam. Ledger, you really messed up. That's what I said to them. And that was August 2nd. But this is what I got yesterday. Dear Ledger customers, your seed phrase has been used in Singapore. If this was not you, please call us on blah, blah, blah. I don't use a Ledger, so I clearly know this is a scam. But listen to this. Dear Ledger customer, a critical bug has compromised your passphrase. Your funds are at risk. Please call us ASAP on that number. And then we get this. So this was a whole lot of fun, a little bit of a banter that I had with these jokers here. So Ledger device support. Bear with me for a sec. There's a couple of tweets to go through. Hello, we sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this might have caused. Kindly send a direct message so we can assist you further with your concern. And then I said, why would anyone continue to deal with you on this? What have you done to remove the data that got leaked? How do you plan to fix this giant ... you created? We all got your apologies, but how's that to help someone not awake and aware enough? That calls the number. Now I've lost my calls the number who is still using your product. What process have you put in place to stop this happening again? Your devices are clean, easy to use, and good for newbies. Please don't wreck people who come in this cycle. Those here now and those in Bitcoin now are aware of this slip up, but no doubt you will continue to sweep it under the rug. I put another comment there after. After that, that's missing. You make fun of an impersonator and then get fooled by another impersonator in the comments. I think Vlad missed the reply.
There's a big red belly just coming through.
Can you grab it?
He's just gone under the house. I was hoping he'd pop out today.
One of Australia's most toxic snakes, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful, beautiful looking snake. So this is what I said to them as well. Should I send my private keys to validate? And then I said, I'm actually just trolling. Anyone reading this, don't ever send your private keys anywhere. And then crazy.
Don't even store it on your phone.
Don't store it anywhere electronically and break your seed phrase up. You can buy something like this from Amazon. It'll cost you like $6 per plate. It's stainless steel. There's better options there like cedar and stuff, but this is probably your cheapest option to get in the cold stainless steel. Get a letter punch. It gives you the 24 words, put 8 at the top, 8 at the bottom on one card, and then on the second card, 8, the first 16, so 8 and 8, and then on the third card, the bottom 8 and the last 8, and then break them up, send them into different directions, different countries if you can manage that. Obviously, you don't want to take this plate through customs with writing on it, so you may need to keep those 16 words in your head when you travel overseas and then get the punch, put them in there, store it there, but then you need 2 out of the 3. That's the best way that you can get your cold storage if you're to do it by yourself. Anyway, that's what I'd recommend, and just store it on steel. Titanium's probably even better, higher melting point, it's more secure, or the seed ore product is absolutely amazing. And I'm going to do a full review on that when I get back from the States in regards to that. But at the moment, that's a very cheap option. Seed ores are probably the best cold, like for your seed device. And then you've got a couple of different signing devices and stuff there. Rory, do you want to do a little bit of show and tell and talk about it?
Do a little bit of show and tell. Heads down, thumbs up. First off, the snake isn't. It's a venomous snake, but it hasn't killed anyone in Australia. So it just on that note, it's only a venomous snake. It's not the fierce snake or the brown snake or anything like that. But I can't imagine you want to be hit by it for sure. But they're pretty shy. They're not a aggressive snake.
Yeah.
Hence why we leave them around. They clean up the rodent population, and I don't kill anything that's native. I refuse to do that. So with the seed phrases and things, you know that's probably the closest way that you can have your money or bury your money in the backyard by putting it on steel, digging a hole, marking it with an X marks the spot on. I saw you.
I'll be 2 secs.
Yeah, beauty. So I feel like that's the best way to do it. I got a couple of devices. I got an Engrave Zero from Engrave. The reason I got that is they have a EAL7 rating, which is basically an evaluation assurance level. It's a category ranking assigned to an IT product or service or system after a common criteria security evaluation. It's just basically the level indicates, what sort of extent the product or system was tested against in terms of security. And they've got the highest so far. So that was what I store most of my Bitcoin on. And it was mainly the reason that I did that was for the perfect key that they use, which isn't a seed phrase. It uses a 64-bit hexadecimal seed phrase, which you can then store on a thing called the graphene is what they call it, recovery system. And that's basically a piece of metal with another piece of metal on top that has holes in it and has the 64 different characters on it, and you can stamp it and then separate the 2 plates, and you can only access your seed phrase when you get those 2 plates and put them back together. And the top plate with all the numbers is unique to there's only one produced, but they have a great recovery system as well with that, where it doesn't matter about the bottom plate because you have to have the top plate. What they do is they store all the top plates with a unique number. So you have to verify that number. If you lose the top plate, you say, okay, well, this is the number, this is the address that you guys sent it to, and who I am. Then they can send out another top plate. Then you can put them back both together. That's what I use to store my Bitcoin on. Just because I went down the rabbit hole of, if I'm putting 100% of my net worth into Bitcoin, I want to have it the most secure way that I could possibly, that is on the market to date. And Ledger, when I was looking into them, I don't want to be able to plug it into my computer. I want it to be fully air gapped. And then the company actually got hacked when I was doing my research. Not when I was doing it, but I found out that they had been hacked. So I was, they talk about the $5 wrench attacks, and same as what you've had people do phishing attacks for you. Obviously, you have to be pretty fucking stupid to give someone your seed phrase.
Oh yeah, you need to be an idiot.
Yeah,
Nobody watching this is like that, but like, please remind friends and family never ever to share your seed phrase.
It's more naivety, I would think, than stupidity. Being that if you first get into it, if no one's told you that's what you need to do, it's naivety. But then if you go down the rabbit hole a little bit, and which you should do all your research, DYOR, to find out exactly where and what you're doing with your money, because at the end of the day, it happens to the best of us. With happens to some. Happened to a friend of mine, actually. He lost about 10 grand on a Bitcoin scam, where his friend got hacked on Instagram, then was messaging him and said, "Hey, look, this is what all my trades are. I've made X amount of dollars and it's been coming out." And then he got hacked as well. And I was like, holy shit. And as soon as I saw him posting the videos online on his Instagram story, I was just like, blocked him, told everybody that I know. I said, don't listen to him. He's hacked. And then I got in contact with him on the phone. He's like, dude, I fucking lost 10 grand. I sent this, did that. And I was like, man, you're so close. You're so close to being orange pilled. Like, and now he'll never go. I don't think he'll ever be a Bitcoiner now, because he had that happen to him. And it hurts, because I was like, dude, you're so close to getting out of the matrix. You're so close. You're right there. But someone fucked him over, and now he's, that's a bad taste in his mouth. Yeah, absolutely. Which is totally understandable.
Yeah, and that's the biggest shame about FTX and Celsius and 3AC and all these crypto exchanges that have gone bust and they've burnt people. Now people they tie Bitcoin in with crypto, and they don't realize that Bitcoin is something totally different and crypto's a scam.
Unless it's that one big psyop like we were talking at the start.
Unless it is, yeah. And I guess what we're saying about that psyop, if Bitcoin is a psyop, I want to be part of it, because it has brought in the smartest, greatest minds in the whole world. And if it's a psyop and your purchasing power keeps going up every 4 years, I don't know. I'm cool with
I look at it like, you know how they're canceling people left, right, and center on YouTube and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. I look at it like, if it was as playing devil's advocate here, just to give you, I'm playing devil's advocate. This isn't this is just an idea. I like to look at it. There's always three sides to every story. You got your side, their side, the truth. So I always want to go down that route. So not my side, but I'm trying to look at it from somebody else's side. Let's say that Bitcoin is exactly what it is. It changes the system. It takes the power out of the elite's hands. It will shut down the banks. It does fix everything. Why are they allowing people to, if they have as much control as they do with their propaganda machine and the media, and YouTube being able to control what you can and can't say? Twitter, formerly formerly Twitter, was controlling what people were saying and doing. How can they keep that up on YouTube if it is the savior to the space? I wonder that how can they keep it up if we know Twitter has been canceling people? We know that it has an agenda, and if you go out against that agenda, you get cancelled for it. You get demonetized. You get the matrix attacks. We've seen it. We all know the personalities that have had that happen to them.
Yep.
So if Bitcoin is really doing what it says it can do, why are they letting it on YouTube? And then I look at it like, you've got these high net worth individuals, Jack Ma, you've got Jack Dorsey, you've got Michael Saylor, you've got these massive individuals who aren't poor in any sort of small degree. Even Raoul Paul, he is, people have different views about him as well, but
used to be really good.
I have my thoughts. People have their thoughts. You know, but in saying that, if you were sitting down in a room with him, it's still someone who is uber successful. So you can't take anything away from him for that. But you got all these massive influential people who have, you know, created these companies and have this net worth, and they're all talking about it. And I'm going, well, fuck. If you want to know how to fly a plane, for example, you don't ask someone who knows how to drive a car. You ask a pilot, hey, mate, how do I fly a plane? He'll tell you how to fly a plane. You ask someone how to drive a car. You don't ask someone that knows how to walk and not drive a car. You ask someone who knows how to drive a car to learn how to drive a car. If you want to learn about money, you don't talk to someone that doesn't have any fucking money. You talk to someone who has money.
Yeah.
You know, and this is I have a really big pet peeve with people who think money is taboo. When I've got some friends who have pretty high net worths, and mate, I'll just ask them straight up. I'll go, how much does that cost? And I'll go, why did you buy that? And it might be a business, or they might be thinking about expanding into a certain thing, and they're starting a business in this next place, another franchise, and I'll go, why are you doing that? How much does your labor cost? What's your electricity? And that they tell you. Like these high net worth individuals tell you. There's no taboo. Oh, you can't ask them that. But if I ask my auntie how much she sold a house for, she doesn't tell me. And I go, fuck, I'll tell you how much I sold my house for. I'll tell you how much I had on the Owen. I'll tell you how much I used to get in rent when I was renting it out. I'll tell you. You ask me, I'll tell you. You know, you show me yours, I'll show you mine. But there's this big disconnect within the average worker that likes to just keep everything to themselves. There was a gentleman that, I'll give you an example. I was down the pub and I was with my old man, and my old man rides motorcycles. He's been a rider his whole life. And this guy rocks up on an old school postie bike, but done up really well, like a brand new style, but an old style postie bike. Unbelievable. And I'm looking at him, we're talking to him, and I go, how much you pay for your postie bike, mate? And he's like, I can't tell you that. And I'm going, what? I go, how much was it? I go, fuck, I'm just going to look it up. I'll fucking Google it if you don't tell me. Like, why? What was the big deal about not telling me? I don't get it. You know, doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy. Person to person, maybe like publicly. You know, like you're on
publicly
YouTube.
Different story.
But in a conversation, you and I backstage, these conversations should happen, and we're not taught about money at school, and especially middle class or lower. It is taboo, like you're saying, and it shouldn't be. And that's, I guess, why we're rocking up here every day, is to be able to talk about this and to be able to educate and learn and read and educate, whatever book it is. Like I keep bringing up this book, Beers for Bitcoin. This is like the foundation, but then you really need to get into the Bitcoin standard. If you've been here for a while, you've been watching the channel for a while, you really jump onto the Bitcoin standard and then read the fiat standard and then principles of economics and then broken money. Go through and let the books get thicker and thicker and thicker, but get as much information as you can and then start having these conversations. Bro, I'm still good, but from standing still, I am starting to get a little bit tight. So I want to race through a couple more things really quickly, and then we'll get into everything. Not Bitcoin related, but pretty freaking cool. This is the Megalodon. This is the giant teeth, absolutely massive teeth. And this shark would have been huge. Couple of comparisons there against, like, there's a dolphin. These things would have been just absolutely massive. And I have seen good, I don't think it was ever this big here. I think that's a bit of a stretch of the imagination. Pretty full on, but like these were a massive creature, and they lived like, I don't know, you know more about them than me. They've always fascinated me, but do you want to do a little bit of show and tell for everyone? You've got a couple of exciting things in the comparison model.
Yeah, well, when I was in Florida last, I picked up a megalodon tooth because I've always wanted one, and this is it compared to I think this is a grey picked up.
We'll bring him back. Yeah, you just cut out. But grey nurse, we saw that last. Yeah, you're back.
Oh, yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, so I got the grey nurse shark tooth about 20 years ago when I was a kid. I went to an aquarium and there was a diver in there, and I had just finished my dive course when I was about 11 or something. So I was like using hand signals to find out where he was, where he would pop out, because he was like in the tank picking up all the teeth, and he told me to wait there. So I waited, and he gave me about five different teeth.
Sick.
So I've always loved sharks. And when I was in the Florida, I ended up seeing one of those, and I was like, well, I can't let this, even though they find them like shark's teeth, literally. Yeah, they're all over the place down there in the Keys. But I think they went extinct 3.5 million years ago or something like that. So they're, but that could be anywhere from 3.5 million years to 20 million years old. That megalodon tooth, which I think is pretty bloody cool.
So sick.
But yeah, man, they were massive creatures. They could get anywhere from like 10 meters to 25 meters long, which I don't know what that is in feet, maybe like 30 feet to 80 feet or something.
Well, yeah, 30 to 75 feet. Yeah, it's a big shark.
It's a
big fish.
It's a big fish. Yeah, I wouldn't want to try and catch that on a hand line, that's for sure.
Well, I spent 9 years roughly on the reef as a dive master instructor, running like underwater jet skis, and I was like always looking for a shark tooth. I haven't managed to find one yet. I found everything that I've wanted to find from the ocean, like stingray barbs, nautilus shells and things, but the megalodon tooth, I doubt I'll ever find a megalodon tooth, so I know that'll be a purchase. But just the little tooth, like I want to be able to find on my journey. And I know at the right time, somewhere in the world at a beach, I will find it there. I had one more thing that I wanted to bring up for everyone here. But what are your final thoughts as we wrap up? I want to go do some more stretches, bro. And so I want to share a video quickly, but if you want to share your thoughts, and then we'll share a video really quickly.
I'm glad it's a nice sunny day without a cloud in the sky. I'm going to go and get some yard work done. Final thoughts, mate. Let's wait. Let's just wait and see. No exposure to Bitcoin is the wrong exposure. Yeah,
100% agree with that. What I want to say before I bring up this video here is with the GPDC Friday the 13th, it's probably then going to come out of the hands of the SEC, and then it's going to be a court ruling there. What the SEC is going to ask is for them to refile, and then it's going to get wrapped up with the rest of the ETFs. British Huddle is probably a little bit more bullish, reckons it's going to happen within 2023. Potentially, I'm still gunning, and I think Rory said this as well, that BlackRock is going to be the first one. But with the SEC, the judge's ruling with the SEC, it's going to be out of the SEC's hands. So we may get this ETF before the end of 2023. If that happens, I think that's going to force the SEC's hand to approve all the other ETFs as well, and to have BlackRock out there first. I just feel like the SEC and BlackRock probably have many private conversations, and they are going to do everything they possibly can in regards to how can one buy Bitcoin in the GBTC window. Obviously, you're going to have to buy GBTC at the moment because it's not like you can't cash out and you can't get your Bitcoin through that. If they change over, it works out really well. Otherwise, you're just trading it like another stock there. If we do get that ruling and we get an approval, it's going to be six figures before the end of the year. Most likely, probably. Nobody has really any idea with price, but psychologically, the $100,000 mark, when we start moving and we get past the old all-time high, it is going to start. Once we hit $69,000, it'll probably jump pretty quickly to like 89,000 and then push through to 100,000, like very, very quickly. But I want to go ahead.
I hope it doesn't do that anytime soon. I hope it goes down, if anything.
Down. Yeah, me too. I don't like green days at the minute, and they're starting to run out. So make the most of them while they still exist. I think Julian here makes some really amazing YouTubers. So at kinetic_finance. I just want to share this video here. And as we wrap it up for everyone, but 100% on point. Just really quickly, this channel's not sponsored by FOMO21. I reached out to them. I got you as a discount code. This is the hat I'll be buying afterwards. And when I was talking to someone, I wear their shirts every live. The reason why I bring it up here is because it is nice to subtly send the Bitcoin signal to people when you're out just walking around. You may start a random conversation with someone, fix the money, fix the world. What's that mean? Oh, here, let me tell you, you experience inflation. You can lead them into it, maybe carry around a copy of Bits for Bitcoin or whatever it is. But then it leads and it can start these conversations because Bitcoin is truly freedom technology and it can save the world. So if you're looking for a cool place, FOMO21, use code G'day. I do not get a kickback. Anyway, I reached out to be able to get you guys and girls a discount. But let's watch this video from Julian here.
A lot of people say that Bitcoin has no intrinsic value, and that's why they don't touch it. But think about the most valuable thing in the room with you right now. Is it a painting, a computer, the phone you're watching this video on?
Let me, you're going to have to read the subtitles, ladies and gentlemen, just because he's got music in the background. It will cancel this video out there. Possibly be more valuable than air, keeping you alive second to second, but it's also free, abundant, which is why you don't really think about it. That's why it has no value. Then he talks about the limited supply of Bitcoin. What I'll do is repost that. I didn't realize it had the music in the background, unfortunately. I'll repost that at Sean Clark 911. Rory's at Rory Saylor.
911.
Not 911, just Rory Saylor. But check that out. Julian makes some really fantastic YouTube shorts, breaks it down very simplistically. Sorry I couldn't play the full video there, but just check it out. In regards to that, love your channel. That's a great shirt, great message. Everything in FOMO21, fix the money, fix the world. They have some really cool stuff. They're Bitcoiners, you know, and that's why
your cart gets full pretty quick as well.
It does, and it's high quality. Like I wash it when I wash the clothes. I put them in like inside out, and then I put them into like a laundry bag and stuff, and put them in the wash. And I don't put them in the dry just because of the things. But I've washed them so many times, and none of the stickers or anything are fading on there, which you sort of see on lower quality items. But you know, the discount code there will get you, like you're saying, man, that cart builds up as well pretty quickly. So I don't know, you ladies and gentlemen, up to you. Use the code or not, I don't get anything, but it's probably in your best interest if you want some Bitcoin merch. Rory, it's been an amazing Friday. Bitcoin Banter, obviously Friday here in Australia, Thursday for everyone in the States, but always a pleasure, my man. Thank you so much. For everyone, stack, get to 1 Bitcoin, remember British hodls, 3 rules of Bitcoin, and then I've got a guideline to 1 Bitcoin. To get to 1 Bitcoin, all you need to do is believe that it's possible and be absolutely relentless. Have a beautiful day. Be blessed. And peace.
See you guys.
Adios.